Hey everybody, this is the Esoteric Cross. I'm coming to you today with a tarot reading, and this is really about the important messages that you need to hear at this moment. So, to go ahead and pick your pile, I want you to close your eyes and imagine that there's this bright white light at the top of the universe. Breathe in, and as you breathe in, imagine this light descending and entering into your body and moving through you and into the ground beneath your feet. Let this light run back up through you and fill up your heart center with this golden sphere of energy. Feel this energy for a moment, and then open your eyes, and the pile that you feel the most drawn to is going to be for you. I have the timestamps listed in the description below that will take you to your reading. Hey everybody that chose pile number 1, welcome to your reading. This is the messages that we have for you at the moment. So you picked this first card. And really, these do not have descriptions or labels on these cards. So this is really meant for you to look into this card and see what you see in it. I'm not going to interpret this one for you. So maybe this card will reveal itself throughout the reading. Maybe you'll have to take a screenshot of this, take a look at this, and really meditate on it and figure out what this means for you. So, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling the tarot cards for this reading. Let's see what we've got for pile number 1. The very first card that we have is the Lover's card. This is so interesting. I was actually looking a little bit more into this one this morning. And the Lover's card has a few meanings to it, as all of these cards are very multi-layered. But the Lover's is showing this alchemical marriage between the masculine and the feminine, between the conscious and subconscious, between force and form. And to go even a little bit deeper with this, I think the Lover's card is an indication of a choice that needs to be made. That's actually what the original meaning was for the card, or the original artwork for the Lover's card was a choice between two women. And the whole point of this is that you have something that is more close to home, maybe, and then you have something that is new and exciting, something that's younger, something that's fresher. That's kind of the whole point there. Well, it doesn't exactly have to mean that. The Lover's card can be a decision in the sense that you have come a certain way, like to a certain point along a path, and it's really up to you at this point whether you turn back, you go backwards, or you keep pushing forwards. So at some point, there could be a standstill. And when there's this standstill or this plateau or whatever it is that you want to call this, there might be a need to pull in motivation, a need to pull in new energy. So let's get a little bit more into this, what we've got for you. We have the Star, so we have some big major arcana energy coming up, because we have the Lovers, and then now we have the Star. And the Star card is showing this divine feminine, but this is the divine feminine that is loving and nurturing and is giving life in a different way than the Empress would. So with this Star card, we are taking the waters of the unconscious and we are pouring this onto the land and back into the water, signifying the fact that we are programming the conscious and the subconscious with the waters of creation. Think about what water does. Water follows the path of least resistance. And water also is a symbol for the subconscious mind and for emotions. My intention for pulling this card was to show us the emotions, or the emotional aspect. And here we have the Star card. Really interesting. This can indicate a higher society or higher technology, with this having to do with that Aquarius energy too. Innovation, doing things that are a little bit different, taking a path that might be a little bit different. So let's get a little bit deeper in what exactly we are doing. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands. So this is very quick movement, taking action out of what feels right in the heart. So we have a lot of this heart energy, okay? Because the lovers is a symbol for the heart, or that Tiferet energy. When we're talking about the Tree of Life, this other card is wanting to pop out. We have the Temperance card. Okay, so again, we have this angelic energy all over the place with the lovers and the temperance. So with the lovers, we have that heart energy, that Tiferet energy, the energy that's all about care. And the Knight of Wands is also associated with that Tiferet energy. So this is about our care, taking action out of our heart, taking action out of our authenticity. So whatever, if you had a question when you were coming into this reading, the answer is yes, move forward. Move forward, take action. You are in alignment with your path. It is time to move forward. And the star with this creation, that being associated with the emotional body here within this reading, this is creating based out of your emotions. So if you're an artist, if you make music or you make something, you even if you're a writer, you take something from your mind or from somewhere else. Maybe it comes from somewhere else, and you are channeling it into the physical reality through your emotions. That is what you're being called to do, and to take this and move forward. This is you standing in your most high self, your most authentic self. That is what you are bringing forward. That's what you bring to the table. All right, now we have temperance. Temperance is what we're actually physically manifesting. What is coming about in our lives is temperance, and temperance is the card of freedom. So freedom is what you are creating in your life. I swear, this is an alchemy. Okay, so we have that alchemical symbol of fire on the angel's chest within the temperance card, which is showing us the uh, ability to take a situation that might be very difficult, a challenge, something that's very painful, and to alchemize it into something that is serving us and taking us and propelling us forward. So again, within this context, with that thing that I was stating about the Lover's card, it means that there could be a time in the future where there's a standstill or a plateau or somewhere where we have to draw in from motivation. I don't think that it's going to be that hard, because everything here is really positive, and it's not like anything is extremely hard or difficult. It seems like you're going to be able to move forward as long as you put your mind in the right place. All right. You keep your eye on the prize. So let's see what kind of oracle cards we have, like for confirmation for this reading. What do we have for you, pile number 1? Okay, we have dynamic. This is sacred geometry card number 23. I'm going to go ahead and read this off camera. It says, the frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origins and frequencies. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. So this is what this is saying, is both familiar and completely new. And I'm seeing that duality here with the temperance and with the lover's card, because the temperance, we have 2 cups and water is flowing from one cup into the other. We have this emphasis on the land and the water, so this duality of the conscious and the subconscious. We have that same thing going on with the star card, with the 1 foot on the water and 1 on the land, and pouring water back into the water and on the land. And then in the lover's card, we have that duality of the man and the woman. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So we have that dynamic energy. And in this case, this is going to be taking something that's completely new and then old information, I think. So if this is about pursuing your life purpose, like you have been building up something for an extremely long time, and it's time for this to, and you've been putting yourself out there, I think. You've been putting yourself out there, but I think this moment is a moment where you're taking a leap. You are doing something big. You're about to make a decision that's extremely big and is going to alter your life. And I think you're being called to move forward with this decision. Now, you have the knowledge and you have the power. You have that backing you. But as you move forward, you're going to, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but you're going to run into problems. You're going to run into things that you have never dealt with before. There's going to be new energy. You're going to learn new things. So I want you to take that as a positive thing when you do run into these challenges. Don't let them stop you. And I don't think they're going to be very big challenges. And for some of you, maybe they will be. But you will take this information and integrate it in a powerful way that is going to make you better. It's going to alchemize this energy. Okay, so I have these magic symbols cards, and with these you can work with them to manifest, put energy into them. There's a whole lot of things that you can do with these. So let's just see what we've got for you, and we'll kind of give some advice based off of what symbol we get. Okay, we have on target. This is crazy. I'm telling you, you guys are on it. You are. It says right here on the card, you are following your ideal life path. So if there's any more confirmation that you need, it's right here. You're doing exactly what you need to be doing. If you have that decision to make the decision. If your gut is feeling this decision, move forward. You're going in the right direction. All right, let's see what else we've got for you, pile number 1. Lots and lots of positivity here. Really, really good energy. Okay, yeah, so there's another thing with this decision. We have the Tower card. In the Tower, if any of you read tarot, the Tower is usually a big moment where everything we've been working on is being taken down, or something was built on a unstable foundation. And this does not mean that your whole life's going to fall apart. I do not think that that's the case for this reading. Actually, I think this is really positive for this reading, because with this decision that you're making, I think that it's going to take down that old way of life, and this is a really positive thing. So it says courage, faith, and fighting spirit. So this is also signifying that pain point that we were talking about, and you taking this leap of faith. That's actually what happens in the Tower card, is people are jumping, they're jumping ship, because there's that ending. They know that this tower is coming down, and they're going to get out before the tower falls down. And I think you're being called to do that. So what happens is you don't actually hit the bottom. What you do is you grow wings. You turn into the Temperance. You begin to fly. You are going to become free by making this decision and by shaking that foundation. Okay, let's see what else we have for you. So we have some very specific messages that are coming through. So let's use this deck here that has some very specific messages. What do we got for pile number 1? You have grounding. All right, I'm going to read this off camera. It says, you're being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head, and it's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. Go outside and plant your feet on the ground and enjoy the centering feeling that this brings. Yep, so I definitely think that that's the case for you to listen to what your body tells you. A lot of the times the mind makes up these rationalizations, and that's really useful. It can work really well for us, but sometimes it can get into the point where it's ruminating, or we're worrying about things that we shouldn't really be worrying about. So it's time to ask yourself, how does your body feel? Ask your body what the body thinks about this decision that is coming up for you. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We only have a couple cards left, so fair warning. Yep, and we have another similar message to this grounding, or letting go of something. It says, the moment I jumped off of it was the moment I touched down. So that is exactly about letting go. Letting go. Letting go is the moment that you experience that bliss. Letting go is the moment that you experience the present moment and what life has here to offer for you now. All right, so I end out every reading with some sort of affirmation. So let's see what affirmation we've got for you, pal number 1. All right, it says, oh, I love this card. It says, I am the light that I need when the world is dark. May I keep my inner light fueled and burning brightly. I hope that this reading has resonated with you all. If so, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe for more content. If you want a personal reading done by me, I also offer private readings on my website. You can check out the link in the description below. And also, I do offer a tarot course on how to read tarot in relationship with the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. So if that's something that's interesting to you, please check out the link in the description below too. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time. Hey everybody that chose pile number 2, welcome to your reading. This is what you need to hear at this moment. These are the messages that we have for you. So with this first card here, this is the card that you chose. And these do not have descriptions or labels on these cards, so it's really up to you on how you interpret this. For these, I don't usually interpret these cards for people, so I'm really leaving this one up to you on how you want to interpret it. So maybe this card will reveal itself in some way throughout the reading, or maybe you can take a screenshot or take a moment with this card and figure out exactly how this relates to you. But if you do figure that out, please leave it in the comments below what you see in this card. Now, we're going to go ahead and jump right into your tarot card to get these messages that we have for you, pal 2. Already, one card fell right out of the deck. And that card that fell was the Ace of Cups. Really interesting. So we have water standing out very quickly already for you all. The Ace of Cups, one thing that comes to mind is my cup runneth over. So having a full cup or coming from this full cup. This is also a symbol for emotional fulfillment. And really, I think having your needs met when it comes to the emotions. So let's go ahead and see what else we've got for you, pile number 2. We have the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is moving really fast. Fast communication, fast development. Taking in information very rapidly. Creating very rapidly. It's making a lot of movements. Movements forward. Okay? So I think, again, this is actually coming out for the emotional aspect of your reading too. So that can be a strong symbol for something in your emotions moving very rapidly. Actually, we could even interpret this as emotional swings moving back and forth. It doesn't have to be. This could be, I guess it depends if you want to interpret this more negatively or positively, but it can represent these mood swings going back and forth. But this can also mean taking big steps when it comes to your emotional life or maybe even relationships. All right, let's see what else we've got for you. Okay, we have the 4 of Cups. So again, it's more emotional energy. So with this 4 of Cups, this is creating something. Typically, this card is showing somebody who is maybe focusing on the cups that are in front of them, but one cup is being presented to them, but they're not noticing it. They're not looking at it. They can't see something that's being right there in their face. That's possible. Another interpretation that I really like is that this person is manifesting this cup. They are bringing this cup out of thin air. Something comes from nothing. So this can represent you creating something within your life that is leading towards this emotional fulfillment. But the key here, the answer here is presence, because of the meditative nature of this card is about becoming still. If you take a look at it, this is about being in the present moment, being here and now. So take your time and be present, be here and now, and look for the opportunities. Look for the emotional fulfillment that is right there in front of you. And I swear, if you do this, this is going to open up your life. This is going to open up your energy field. This is going to open up the world for you. All right, so let's see what we have for your physicality. What are you actually physically manifesting? What's coming about for you? So we have the Three of Wands. Now, this is adventure. This is the journey card. This is new beginnings. There could be like a long road ahead of us. And the key word for this card is understanding. It is understanding. So I think that this kind of goes back to this other Wands card. We have the Eight of Wands, which is making rapid development, maybe making massive leaps as when it comes to your emotional life, or maybe your emotional or relationship, love life is moving very quickly. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that. It could be friendships, or when it comes to emotional fulfillment, all of these things are coming very quickly, or this is something that you're very focused on. So the Three of Wands represents taking an initiation or a step out forward in this direction. And there is some sort of peace about it. There's stillness. We see that within the Four of Cups, and then we see it within the Three of Wands, that there is the stillness or the silence that is just being with it and kind of being content with it. There's this look internal. We're going back inwards and taking in the information, taking in everything that we have been going through, taking in the data. There could be reflection. The person in the card is looking away, not looking at the viewer or the reader of the card. The person is looking outwards. And yes, that could be interpreted as looking outwards. But I think that this is looking internal. Looking internal. Really interesting. All right, so let's get into these oracle cards. Let's see what we've got for you. Pile number 2 for your oracle cards. All right, we have the sacral chakra card, number 2. It says, the frequency of the sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires, stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. Interesting, because I was also really curious about the Eight of Wands when I pulled this card. So this is really focused on that creative power and the stimulation of that creative power and bringing the desires, because the Wands is all about desire. So that Three of Wands, your desire is very linked to your emotional fulfillment here. That might sound really obvious. You might be thinking, doesn't everyone's? But not all the time. Not all the time. It seems like your desire is focused right now on your emotional fulfillment, that's a really big thing for you. And the sacral chakra is kind of like a key message here that's coming from the universe for you at the moment to direct that energy in a clearer way. So it says that the sacral chakra supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. So this might be your call to look into the sacral chakra and figure out ways to work with the sacral chakra, or getting into chakras might be something that you're being called to do at this time. I'm saying should, but I'm not you. But that might be something to look into for yourself. All right. So with these cards, they are magic symbols cards, and you can use these to manifest. You can work with the symbols, put energy into them. There's a lot of things that you can do with these. So let's just see what symbol comes out, and we will talk about what we could do, or if it's just a simple message. The message is water. So that's funny. That's kind of how we started this reading. So it says, work with the element of water for healing and purification. So I'm going to add more to that, because water is so much more than just healing and purification. Water is associated with the subconscious mind. It is about flow and movement and adaptability. So that's the whole thing here with this Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is focused on being here and now and looking for the gratitude or looking for the things that are happening here and now that are going right for yourself. The fulfillment, what emotional fulfillment are you experiencing now in your life? Because that's going to bring more of it to you. It brings your attention back to the present moment. And also, this gives you a sense of being okay. You have to get in touch with that part of yourself that's okay no matter what. So even when things are going wrong, how do you adapt around them? How are you flexible? How are you okay? So this is emotional maturity, and this is that flexibility of the emotional body. And water, I think I said this did I say this here in this reading or group one? I can't remember, but water follows the path of least resistance. It follows the path of least resistance. That might be something that you're being called to do at the moment, is to follow that path of least resistance. You're also being called to do some sort of, I don't want to say shadow work because that term is extremely overused, but maybe you're being called to look into the subconscious mind and trying to undo certain subconscious programming and to rework through some stuff. That might be something for you to do. So, to give you any tips on that, it might be, and I do advise caution with doing something like this, but maybe make a list of the things that are not going right in your life if you feel okay enough to confront those things. So if you could make a list of things that you're not liking at the moment, you could take like half of a piece of paper to write those things down, and then on the other half of the piece of paper, write the direct opposite of that. So what would your life be like if it was the complete opposite? So this thing that is really damaging or discouraging to you, write the opposite of it. And then you could even put in just one step that could get you to where it would be that you would want to go. That actually can even be overwhelming. So you could meet it in the middle. So your goal could be in the middle between the two. So you have, for example, maybe one could be, my home is a wreck. Could be the what's not going right. My home is a wreck. So the opposite of that would be my home is perfectly clean or spotless or everything's extremely organized. So meet yourself in the middle. So your goal is going to be in the middle. So my home is manageable. That's a really basic example because I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head other than that. So maybe that might be something that you're called to do because these things are linked to subconscious programming. There's some reason that we have let something go. There's some reason that we might keep finding ourselves in jobs that we don't like, or there might be some reason that we keep finding ourselves in relationships that are a certain way. Maybe it has something to do with that. I'm not sure. I'm just coming up with things that are usually having to do with the subconscious programming. And this might be a good idea to work some of this out. So anyway, moving on, let's see what else we have for you. These are the Tree of Life Oracle cards. What do we have for you, pile number 2? We have the 30th path, the sun. Awesome. Okay, so this is purpose, vision, and self-mastery. This is also a little bit linked to the vision, the magician, because if we take the sun, which is card number 19 in tarot, and we reduce this down, we get 10. If we're doing the numerology thing, we get 10, which reduces back down to 1, which is the magician. So the sun and the magician are linked together. So the magician is taking this awareness or taking this attention and directing it into the physical reality, creating the physical reality. That's why it's the magician. The magician uses the mind to create reality. The sun represents that life force energy. And that life force energy grows and expands where it is at the moment. Just like the magician grows the garden on where it's directing that attention, the life force energy is going to grow where it is. wherever that attention is directed. So that might be something else that you're being called to think about at this time. So, what are you focused on? Again, this is going to be looking for the positives. The sun is also about positivity and that life force energy, vitality. So, focus on those things. Energy will increase in your life, I promise. Focus on increasing energy. And this doesn't have to be in practical ways. Actually, this can be in energetic ways. You might be called to do energy work, increasing the energy that's at your chest, your heart energy, this life force energy. That might be something for you to look into. All right. Some of these cards are mixed up here, so that's why it took me a second. But let's see what else we've got for you. Okay. So we've got this card. It's got these 3 moons on it. So we have this high priestess energy. It says the triple moon, waxing, waning, and whole. So we have those 3 moon phases: waxing, waning, and whole. So we're constantly going through these cycles of growing, of increasing, whether we're increasing energy, we're manifesting, we're doing a lot, we have a lot of output, maybe even. And then we have these periods where everything is full, the energy comes to its fullness, the outcomes are reached, or the solutions or resolutions are reached, and everything reaches its peak. And then after that, everything starts decreasing, or we start banishing things from our lives until we reach some sort of blank slate. So you might be called to take a look at that within yourself and your consciousness and how that's operating. Really interesting because we have the moon phases. The moon is also associated with the element of water. It's also associated with the subconscious mind. There's a lot of synchronicities here. So we have the moon energies and we have the sun energies. And the sun is about the conscious mind. So figuring out how these things are related to each other. How does conscious program subconscious? And then how does subconscious create reality and reinforce the conscious? These are all topics that are revolving, that your life is revolving around. And these are all things that you're being called to look into. All right, let's see what else we've got for you. Pawn number 2. Compassion. Awesome. So it says you're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break. Instead of being a taskmaster, a bully, and a horrible friend, be a loving comforter who always has your back. Wow. One thing that really struck me in here was the taskmaster. So I wonder if you're the type of person who expects a lot of yourself. You expect a whole lot of yourself. So maybe have some compassion. Maybe you're hard on yourself because you've made a commitment to yourself. And you broke that commitment, but you have like 10 other commitments that you've made to yourself and other people. So relax. Be easier on yourself because it seems like you might have a lot going on. I end every reading out with some sort of affirmation. So let's see the affirmation we've got for you. Okay. So it says, I am the key to opening doors in my life. May the positive doors on my path always open. I am the key to opening doors in my life. May the positive doors on my path always open. That's a really good mantra to keep saying to yourself. Awesome. So I hope that this reading resonated with you. If it did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe for more content. If you want a personal reading done by me, you can also check out the link in the description below, book a reading with me on my website. I also have a course on studying tarot with Kabbalah. So if that's something that's interesting to you, make sure to check out the link in the description because that course starts, I think, in the middle of February. And I just hope that you all go easy on yourselves and relax and be able to take in life moment by moment. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, evening, or night. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Hey, everybody that chose pile number 3, welcome to your reading. These are the messages that you need to hear at this moment. So you picked this card, card 3 at the beginning of the reading. And these cards do not have definitions. They don't have definitions, they don't have labels. So these are really designed for you to look into them and see what you see and for you to interpret it yourself. And I don't usually interpret these cards for people. So go ahead and take a moment, look into this card. Maybe the card will reveal itself throughout the reading. And if you see something that really sticks out with you, leave it in the comments below. Usually, not all the time, I will pick a pile 2 as I'm doing this. And this is definitely one that I feel very drawn to. And I don't even know why I feel called to say that, because usually I don't say that. But yeah, this is the card that you've chosen. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into the tarot cards and see what we've got for you, pile number 3. All right, so right off, we have the 2. The 2 of Pentacles. And this card is indicating cycles and movements going up and down, specifically with finances, how finances have their ups and finances have their downs. This could be like if you have a business or a side gig or something like that, that sometimes the work comes in really rapidly and things are really good. And then sometimes things are lower, or we have decreased income, or we have decreased output or decreased work. But these waves, they come up, they come down. And with that water that's happening in the background can represent this emotional charge that comes with it, maybe. And this can also indicate juggling 2 different things. Maybe 2 different careers, 2 different jobs, 2 different sources of income. So there's a bit of a lot going on there. Now, this can, because this doesn't always have to do with income. It doesn't always have to be that way. It can be about health. It can be about your environment, juggling a lot at home, maybe juggling a lot between home and work. It's a juggle, but it's nothing that you can't handle. All right, so let's go ahead and look a little bit further into exactly what this means for us here for you guys. Palm number 3. All right, so we have the Chariot. Again, we have this theme of duality. Within the Chariot, we have the white and the black sphinxes, and they represent the balance between the masculine and the feminine. And the Sphinx, not the Sphinx, the Chariot represents movement forward when we feel stuck, when we feel like we don't have that motivation or we don't have that fire anymore. This is reigniting that fire, reigniting the passion and the desire that we originally had for something. This is strongly linked to our emotions, and this is also showing up in the emotion aspect of the reading. Actually, looking back at the original card, I feel like there's this comfort of the universe, like the universe is comforting you or the universe is guiding you. The universe has your back, and sometimes we forget that. There's this cloak, it seems, of the stars comforting the person, just as on the Chariot we have this. The ceiling of the Chariot is stars. Okay, so we have this astrological work, or the astrological aspects of consciousness are guiding us and comforting us. So that might be something for you to remind yourself about, or something to look into, or something to focus on. All right, so let's see what else we've got for pile number 3. All right, we have the 9 of Pentacles. So it seems like every reading that we've done today has this really strong focus on a specific theme. The last one seemed to be water. this so far is pentacles and work and money and finances. So then the Nine of Pentacles is doing really well for yourself, being surrounded by luxury, having everything that you need, not going without anything. I think that there's an emphasis on luxury in the present moment versus the Ten of Pentacles, which is like this complete um, realization of something or this complete materialization of something. The Nine is a bit more like finding luxury in your surroundings now. This can be like a wish coming true or something that you've been wanting or a financial goal that you've been wanting finally being reached. And this can also indicate a decision. So if we're going back to the Two of Pentacles, this can be a decision. Maybe even deciding for freedom. Maybe even deciding to see something that you have not seen before when it comes to your career. Maybe that's really specific, but also vague at the same time. Like a new insight when it comes to your career and what you're doing or making a decision in your career. Something is becoming clear to you. It's like you're uncovering something. Maybe we'll pull more confirmation on that in a minute. All right, let's see what else we've got for you, Paul. 3. Wow. So we have the Eight of Pentacles. So there's again every pile today has been very focused on something, and you guys are work and finances, and that's it's very interesting because this Eight of Pentacles represents the skills needed, the hard work, the labor. It's also about mind, the mental strength, the mental ability to keep chucking along, to keep going along on this path. And that's a big theme too, because of the Chariot. Because the Chariot represents that moment where we do become stuck or things become very day in, day out. And we have to reignite and we have to reconnect with our original passion. We have to reconnect with our care to push that chariot forward, to use the dawning of the sun and the lovers to move that chariot forward. So, yeah. There might be a call to learn new things, to read new things, to take in new information, to bring in new knowledge. When it comes to this, it's really about going back internal too and finding your strength, finding that strength to keep going, to find that strength to keep completing the work that you're completing or building the business or increasing the income or bettering your environment. But the thing is that we're almost there. The 8 is very close to the 10, and we also have the 9 of Pentacles in this reading. So that all is showing that we are very, very close to fruition. We are very close to meeting this goal. This goal is going to be met. Like, there's nothing stopping you. It's just that at this point, there's this little shakeup. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Is there's this little energy of a shakeup, and there's this energy of a decision, some sort of decision being made. And it could be a decision to leave one, to lean into one. It could be staying with juggling two things, two incomes, or some of us have to juggle, home life and work life. That's just the way it is. But the main message is to not do more than that. You have two things, maybe, God forbid, 3, but any more than that, it's too much. You don't want to be overwhelmed. I think that that's what we're really seeing here, is that we have about two things. Don't go much more than that. All right, so let's see what else we've got when it comes to these oracle cards to get more confirmation. Oh, I have this new deck I've been wanting to use. I didn't use it in the first couple piles, so I'll use it here. These are astrological cards, but I love the artwork on these. So let's see what we've got for pile 3. Oh gosh, okay, we got romance. Interesting. So this is, what is it? Venus in Taurus. I believe that's Venus and Taurus, and it is centered around romance. Hmm. And I believe Venus is at home in Taurus? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody can let me know in the comments, I'm sure. Now, I do want to pull the book on this because these are so new to me. Um and I love astrology. I love astrology, but I am no expert in astrology whatsoever. I'm really into the esoteric aspects of astrology, so astrotheology, and I'm into astrotheurgy, so using astrology within magic, and I learn a lot about astrology by working with it in magic. But um, all right, so this says here, Venus sits in its natural sign, Taurus. So yep, that is where it's associated. The green planet and the green sign are both concerned with the beautiful, pleasurable things in life, and this card indicates affections that are constant, lasting, and stable. Venus Taurians love comfort, luxury, and beautiful surroundings, so we can definitely see that there in that Nine of Pentacles. So we love these beautiful surroundings, and it says direct their attention to achieving them. For this character, social status is based on wealth or artistic ability. People with this planet sign combination are possessive and happy to be possessed themselves. Though, with their undoubted money making skills, can take this to extremes, becoming overindulgent and greedy. Venus Taurians are good with physical and sensual contact, and for this reason, do not just make good lovers, they can extend their talents to the hands on arts. Modeling and sculpture come easy to the natives of this planet sign aspect, who have an expert feeling for the value of material things. Many singers have this Venus placing. Even Venus Taurians not blessed with this talent usually have a pleasing voice. Venus Taurians are great romantics, but consider a little opulence better than love in a garret, and can be wildly extravagant when impressing a loved one. When this card is drawn in a reading, it usually indicates for the questioner a pleasurable forthcoming event, probably with a little monetary gain attached. So a little meaning, okay. The best business relationship bet will succeed if concerned with one of the arts. So again, this is centered back around the pleasing aspects of reality, what we love in material things. So this isn't just about romance. This actually goes deeper than romance. It could be having the romantic way of looking at the world, or romanticizing life, romanticizing a lot of things in life, looking for the luxury in things. So that can be an aspect of this, and then another aspect can be actual romance or invigorating romance within your life. So you could take this one of those two ways, or both. All right, let's see what else we've got for you. Pile number 3. We have the Fool, the 11th path. It says leap of faith, freedom, and trust. Okay, so again, if we're going back, this you might be called to look at pile number 1 too. Pile number 1, we were talking about a leap of faith and making a decision and moving forward with something. You're also being called to do that too. I think there might be a decision to make when it comes to two paths or two things that your energy is maybe splitting into two directions in a way. It would be better to just commit to one. It's okay to commit to two, but it's probably not a good idea to do more than that. The Fool might be taking that leap of faith and knowing that you're comforted by the stars, knowing that you're comforted by the universe, that you're being led in the right direction, that you're doing what you should be doing. But that's about all I can say about that at the moment. Let's see what we got for your magic symbols card. Breaking bad habits. Card number 7. It says self-acceptance and excellent mental health. So self-acceptance and excellent mental health. So this is a symbol that you can work with. You can put energy into it. You can draw it, put it in places that you see it very often. You might want to take a screenshot of it. But this breaking bad habits, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's like a really bad habit, like something extreme. It could just mean negative thinking. But this is going to be redirecting the thoughts into a more positive direction, or maybe focusing on the luxury that you have in your life at the moment, focusing on the things that you really love about your life at the moment, and stop directing that energy into places like everything that's going wrong, or the overwhelm, or juggling all of these things. When we keep doing that, we just stress ourselves out more. And that's not doing anything but making everything harder on us. So if we're going to keep dwelling within that negativity, then it's best to do something about it. And that might be a little bit of tough love. I don't usually say that, but it's true. If things are really sucking and we keep complaining about it, or keep recycling the same things over and over again, and nothing is getting better, or we can't stop ruminating, we need to either direct our attention into a better place, or we need to get out of the situation completely and reground and rethink about our lives, refocus. Okay, so I am going to draw 2 more cards. All right, pile number 3. We have soar. I love this. So it says taking a leap of faith with a fool, and this one says soar. So it says you're being asked to stop dimming your own light, period. It's time for you to come out of the shadows and let your authentic self soar, fly high. Love that. Really love that. So I end every reading out with some sort of affirmation. So let's see what we've got for you, pile number 3. What is your affirmation for this reading? What are we ending this on? Okay, so it says, I'm a believer. May I continue to trust in the infinite power of the universe, believe in the mysterious, and have faith in myself and my magic. Awesome. Well, I hope that this reading resonated with you. If it did, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe for more content. If you want a personal reading done by me, check out the link in the description below. And also, if you want to be a part of this tarot course, I have a tarot course that studies tarot with Kabbalah. And if that's something that's interesting to you, check out the link in the description below. I think that starts February 18th, something like that. So please make sure to join before then. And thank you all so much for watching. Until next time.